Hello, everyone. Welcome to Awakening Network. This is episode number 110 of the Ask Julius Show. And here we are again, the cat, Kasey Speer, and myself. Hey, Kasey, how are you today?
I'm so good. It's so funny because whenever we do the show, one of the kitties just always loves to come in and just kind of chill on my lap. And normally they kind of don't do that. They'll just kind of come in and out. So they must love you, Angel, right? And all our audience and the great energy here. It's so lovely to be here this evening. I hope everybody is doing so beautifully well.
Absolutely, absolutely. We hope so too. And remember, this is again the episode number 110 of the Ask Julius Show here at the Awakening Network, accelerating the consciousness of humanity every single day. And this show definitely has awakening and accelerated the consciousness because every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US, we have a large audience joining us with a ton of questions. Why? Because Kasey Speer actually channels Julius and their group of entities. And by doing that, actually, Julius and the group of entities answer every single question that the audience asks. And we have had a ton of questions, as you all know. And today, obviously, we will have a lot of questions too. And we have, some people already saying hello, hello, hello. We are very happy to be here. And we are happy too. And Sodomo3, XXX, OQ Gaming, and Greg Nyman Jr., and now Ashley. Love watching you guys. Absolutely. The pleasure is ours. And let's start. Today is June 22nd. A very special date. We have had a lot of special dates. A very, very special date. And let's start again with one of our questions. Let me make sure I have the questions here from our audience.
Angel, I want to say something really quickly, if I may.
Of course.
So today's the 22nd. So the number 22 is kind of relevant in my family, not really through anything with me. My middle daughter, Kaylee, 22 is just her number. More than that, kind of 222. It just always has been. It always shows up for her. It's part of her logo for her business design and what she does and things of that nature. And so looking at the date that the show falls on the 22nd, so I just got back from spending time with her. And the number 22 is an indicator that all is well, that everything is falling into alignment for you. No worries, trust, flow, all of that kind of cool stuff. So just noticing when you said the date, I want to throw that out to everybody. All is well. Trust, flow, magnificence, peace, joy. I just wanted to drop that in really quickly before we got to the question.
Oh, absolutely. Why not? All right, and as you know, we have a special every single week, and today we have the same special last week, which is the feminine energies. Why are we referring to the feminine energies? Because we have a workshop that has been organized for June the 24th, 25th, and 27th. At 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US. And we're very happy because we already have people that have signed up for it. And it's called Accessing, Healing, and Expanding the Feminine Energies, because we all have feminine energies, including us males. All right. Okay, so let's go for the first question because we already have questions here. First one comes from Ashley. What is the link between Commonwealth countries, UK, Canada, Australia, and the flooding of migrants from Islamic countries? It feels like a deliberate managed decline. And how can we, keep hopeful?
Yeah. Well, there's a direct link between the Commonwealth countries and the elites, the cabal, the Illuminati that control the globe. It's an infiltration system that has almost everything to do with human trafficking and child trafficking. That is a truth. The immigrants that are coming through are pawns in a great game. It is, of course, a massive amount of propaganda, and it's a lot of distortion and a lot of confusion. And the best thing that we can tell you, Masters, is the same thing that we tell you during all of this that is playing itself out right now and has been up to now. And that is stay kind, stay compassionate, stay focused on your energy frequency, stay focused on emitting love and compassion to everyone. Let them play their dramas out. Let them showcase what they are trying to showcase for their disclosure. Try your hardest to not get caught up in the forces that are trying to divide everybody and trying to divide everyone through minimal information, false information. Stay focused, masters. Stay focused. You are compassionate, loving beings. Compassionate, loving beings. Let them play their games out. You as individuals are not doing this. You're not controlling the situations. Don't throw gasoline on the fire. Don't throw gasoline on the fire. Project your energy. All will be well. There is a huge aspect playing itself out that is leading to massive global changes right now. Global changes right now. And just hold that truth for yourselves.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Next question from Sarah Air. Around age 5, I had a nice dream where I was in a tree hollow with various small animals. I was around their size, but didn't see myself. Was that a parallel or did I astral travel?
Could be both. So, here's the truth, Master. You exist everywhere. You are everywhere and are everything. So when you are tapping into any type of an experience, you are tapping into yourself having an experience. It doesn't really matter where it's going on because all of those places are holographic projections and they aren't even really real. That's the ultimate truth. What you are able to do is gain broader perspective of all that you are. Isn't that amazing? When these things happen, masters, when these things happen, we want you to play a game with yourself. And that is to try through your awareness to create the ongoing situation that is going on. To be focusing on your thoughts, stay away from fear. There's nothing to be afraid of, nothing to be afraid of. And see if you can shift the design into any direction that you choose, just like your life. It is a wonderful aspect of practice. But let's get back to another point. Timelines are being very shuffled right now. And different energetic force fields, quote unquote, force fields that provide aspects of separation for you between timelines and other versions of yourself are glitching and faltering, and people are passing through, and their energy is getting access to things that they previously have been very closed off from. So there's a lot of this going on right now. And a lot of it is frightening people. We don't want people to be frightened. We want this to add to your conscious journey and help to support you in knowing that you are this expansive magnificence, right? That you are not human. You are just having a human experience amongst all of the infinite possibilities of all that you are. But also this. What is the interaction? What is the thought? What is the communication? So when you are specifically tapping into moments with your snapshots of you in an existence somewhere, more than likely there's a very valuable aspect of information there for you to grab onto, okay? So when you find yourself in these situations, move very quickly, Master, to your thoughts and to your emotions. Move quickly into a conveyance of communication to whoever is around you or whatever is around you. Stay with a very high vibration and an open, warm heart, and then see, Master, if you can direct the situation with your thoughts. It is an extraordinary time of now.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Sodom03. How can you tell if someone has done work on you or your family?
Well, we're not sure what you mean by the word work, okay? So we're not sure if you're asking if somebody has been throwing positive energy at you, or if you think that people are throwing negative energies at you. And the only thing that we can tell you is try not to be the victim in either situations. Ownership, sovereignty, ownership, masters. When your vibration is low and slow, you are subject to subjectivity of other people's energies, other people's thoughts, other people's emotions coming into your energetic space and kind of taking over because you're not being aware. You've surrendered your awareness and you are in a very, very vulnerable state. Anytime you come into an awareness and anytime you reclaim your empowered knowing of yourself, those energies don't affect you. So we will say that you are subject to all energies, Master, when you are not focused and intentional with your energy. So that is going on all around you, whether it's somebody directly intentionally doing it or it's just a byproduct of all of the negative energies around you or the chaotic energies all around you, the interfering energies all around you. Most of humanity do not stay focused and do not stay aware of their own frequency. And so everything just comes in and everything gets chaotic and everything can get very, very scary and very, very limiting. So stay focused, ground yourself, stay focused, set an intention, raise your frequency, which helps to clear your energy field. And then be sure that you are doing this on a regular basis, Master, and you won't have to worry about those things.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Tommy. I realize we are in a war, but should we be concerned about an EMP, grid attacks, or blackouts? Do we need to prepare ourselves for such an event coming?
There will be blackouts because that can be a byproduct of warring, which affects utilities, which affects, energetic frequencies, towers, things of that nature. There isn't really a war going on. They say that because of the bombing that took place that now a war is activated, but there really isn't a war activated. Iran is not prepared to fight back against the U.S. This is part of a system of peace, believe it or not, even though propagated news is not going to play it that way. There is a wave of peace that is trying to take place. The planet literally was just saved from nuclear wars, heads that were about to be set off. And so just remember that there is a massive war going on behind the scenes that is playing itself out in fragments on the third dimensional plane. Okay. When you say prepared, Master, we're not quite sure what you mean. Some people, go underground and have a bunker and they say they're prepared. And other people just set their energy frequency and feel that they're completely prepared as well. You should always be living your life with intention. You should always be the creative aspect of your life. If you are getting pinged with a thought to have something for yourself, then follow through with it. But don't do it out of fear and paranoia. And you don't have to do it out of reactivity to a situation. Calmly set yourself, calmly ground yourself, and allow yourself to sit in silence for about an hour. And you will be able to clear your mind and you will be open to receivership from high vibrational information for yourself, and trust and go with those things. If you're asking us if they are intentionally planning a blackout, we would tell you we do not see that. We are just telling you that obviously blackouts, power outages, and things of that nature take place when catastrophic events take place. So prepare according to how you feel, but Master, you are well and safe. You are well and safe. Believe it or not, your militaries are in high alert right now, and they are ready to step in, and they're getting prepared to do martial law anyway across the globe, in which case they will make sure that civilians are safe and well.
All right. Thank you. Next question comes from Love Light Lauren. Thank you, Love Light Lauren, for the question. Did we actually bomb Iran yesterday?
You did. You absolutely did. But with great forewarning. Great forewarning. And Iran was just about to unleash things across the globe. Across the globe. Remember that Iran has been controlled by the cabal and the elites, the Illuminati, whoever you want to call them. Okay, whoever you want to call them. So they've been controlled by them. And this is part of the takedown. This is part of the shift. This is part of the neutralizing, but yes, it did take place.
All right. Thank you so much. The next question comes from Darlene. Can the nefarious beings read our thoughts? If so, what level of consciousness does that stop?
Any being can read your thought that's intuitive, Master. Okay, so that's a truth. All sentients are intuitive. All sentients are intuitive. Okay, it's very easy to tap into somebody's thoughts. You just haven't practiced it. Okay, so when you say nefarious beings, we would say all beings can tap into your thoughts. Okay, now the higher vibration that you are, that means your energetic field is a higher vibration. And if somebody is of low consciousness vibration, they're going to have a very difficult time penetrating into your energetic field in any way that they could make sense of your thoughts. In other words, your thoughts will come through as a frequency, but they'll be very distorted, very hard for them to decipher. So we would always say that your answer is always high frequency. It's always high frequency. When you are of high frequency, the low frequency energies don't affect you. Not really that much. And here's the other thing. What are you worried about? What are you worried about with your thoughts? Okay. Who cares if somebody's reading your thoughts? What do you think they're going to break the codes? Have you got some kind of codes that we don't know about, right? Have you got the codes to Fort Knox treasure, right? Like what is it that you are worried about? That's the question you should ask your own selves, okay? It doesn't matter what your thoughts are. It really doesn't. In the high scheme of things, what you are doing is you are growing your consciousness to knowing yourself as source. Isn't that a lovely notion? Isn't that a lovely notion? But whatever your secrets are, masters, they aren't secrets. There are no new thoughts. There are a numerous amount of beings out there that have the same kind of thoughts that you have. You're not going to shock anybody. You're not going to surprise anybody. So we're not quite sure what you're worried about as far as somebody tapping into your thoughts, but it's very easy to do because you are consciousness and so are all sentience, masters. All energy is thought. All energy is thought. So of course it is all easily read. The question is, can it be comprehended? That's the question you want to ask yourself.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Thank you, Darlene, for the question. Next question from Christine Goebel. Hi, Julius. I know we all can remote view, but how easy would it be for me personally to learn, and will I get myself in trouble going places, or can you somehow not be traced if you're discovered? Thank you.
No, your frequency, master, you're traceable. There isn't any way for you to block yourself from being quote unquote traced. You can't turn your energy off. Do what you do. That's what we will tell you. Do what you do. Why would you close things down? What are you afraid of, right? What are you afraid of? You are source, okay? Live expansively, masters. Never stifle your gifts. Don't you dare stifle your gift out of fear. What are you doing? Don't you ever surrender your sovereignty, ever. You are well and safe, far beyond this holographic projection, far beyond those that control. Don't live in fear. Live expansively, extensively, with joy and curiosity. That's what we will tell you.
Wonderful. Thank you, Christine. Next question from Sony Dean. Julius, I'm curious. Are the Islamic and Catholic religions created by the same nefarious forces? Thank you.
They all are, masters. All the religions were created by the same nefarious forces. All of them. Next question.
Thank you. Absolutely, you bet. The next question comes from Adrienne. And I'm going to read exactly what Adrienne is saying. Okay, I'll do my best. I had a dream that my ex, other whom I have a young adult daughter with, told me that he sold his car for $6,200 or $6,800. I can't remember, but I'm the dream I told the seller that I was looking.
I'm not sure what the question. Sorry, what is the question in that?
Yeah, let's leave this for a minute. I'm sure that at the end we'll pose the question. Thank you. I obviously there was probably something implied there, but please be explicit. Thank you so much. Adrienne, let's go to the next question. Ashley, the number 4 is in my address, postal code, phone number, and birth year. Is there a significance to that or just happy sign?
You can look up the number 4. Go ahead and look up the number 4 for yourself. It's probably one of your numbers, People have numbers. It could be your life number. It could be your life path number. That would be really interesting for you to check out, right? Most people have a life path number, and you can figure that one out for yourself. But it could also just be a favorable number. As we mentioned at the beginning of the show, many people have favorable numbers. They lean into it. They trust the numbers. They actually seek things out for themselves with those numbers in alignment. It's a fun game for them. We're really going to say that there aren't any bad numbers, right? Like, how can there be bad numbers, right? Even the number 6, the Satanists have tried to claim as theirs in a representation of satanic and dark energy. We always say, really, why don't we just claim that back? Right? Like, why doesn't everybody just start attaching super high energetic frequency to that? So look up the number 4 for yourself. It could be your life path number. Look up how to do that. But if you've noticed it, it's obviously favorable for you. And what a fun and lucky game you are playing.
Excellent. Thank you, Ashley, for the question. Next question from XXXOCUTE Gaming. What is unique about having a human experience in this matrix realm?
So every experience, Master, is amazing. There is no experience that is insignificant. Okay. In the humanoid experience, you are in an embodiment that has a particular type of a nervous system that allows a vast array of sensories to come online as you are experiencing yourself. So your sensory system and your nervous system is an amazing way for you to experience thought, which is you. You are thought and you are the emotional processor of thought. And these are ways for you to expand the knowing of thyself. So you are source knowing itself through the human perspective. And it is amazing.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. And what we're going to do now is we are going to remind everybody of this incredible workshop that's going to happen this week. Let me post this here so that everybody can see it. Accessing healing, expanding feminine energies. Accessing healing and expanding feminine energies. My apologies. All right, so this is going to be a workshop in which Julius will provide insight on clarity of feminine energies and what they are for, how to activate and heal this field for yourself. This class is not just for women. For each of us holds both feminine and masculine energies. All right, so, and as we said in the beginning of the show, obviously you can scan this QR code with the camera of your cell phone. This is a 3-part live online workshop on June 24th, 25th, and 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Go ahead, Kasey.
You know, we want to do a very, very deep dive into the feminine and masculine energies. We're going to be doing the class on the masculine in July. They have done everything that they could possibly do to disrupt these energies. They've done everything that they could possibly do to confuse these energies. They've done everything that they could possibly do to make these energies negative instead of positive. They've done everything that they could possibly do to divide you. and to help you have you judge these energies. So we're going to bring you extraordinary information, masters, as to the value of these energies in your human experience and why. Why are they here? Why are they here? Okay. Why are they part of your experience in the physical? We're going to get into a conversation probably like you've never heard before, because we're going to pose the question about what about your non-physical existence? Is there positive and negative energies there? Are there masculine and feminine energies when you're non-physical? If there is, what does that look like? If there's not, why is it in the physical plane? We're going to help you have a very deep understanding of you during your human experience. And we're also going to talk about the trauma impact in these two energies and how they affect your life and how they affect your ability for clarity, insight, and connection to the highest version of your own self as source. We invite everybody to come and take this class. Again, just like you said beautifully, this isn't about man or woman. This is about feminine and masculine energy. Big difference there, really big difference there. And this is a vital understanding for your knowing of who you are, both physical and non-physical, but more than anything, to embrace the extraordinary of all that you are and all that you created in the magnificence of this physical experience for yourselves.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right, so I'm going to leave a QR code, the small one at the top for the remaining of the show. Okay. And we're going to hide the big one, and we're going back to the questions. By the way, at the end, I see that there's a second comment, like a follow-up comment, but I still don't see a question, but let me read it. So maybe, Kasey or Julius can add something. So the follow-up comment is to purchase a car. The car in the dream symbolized an old car that he had many years ago that he no longer has. The car I'm looking at currently is white. His old car was white. Sounds like alignment.
Or attachment. Okay. In either case, it is perfectly fine to go with what you're familiar with, what you've been attached to, and what feels safe and familiar to you. But he was very attached to that car. That's an attachment that you're seeing. Okay. If it pleases you to, because there's wonderful memories there, there's wonderful emotions there, there's, all of this resonance of, a previous state, a previous time, okay, then that's perfectly fine to line that back up for yourself. Absolutely. But to be clear, his was an attachment to that car. And sometimes it's not a good idea to dig attachments back up. That's what we will tell you.
Wonderful. I was trying to catch up with all the comments of everybody that has been asking questions with their follow-up comments. So thank you so much. As Adrienne was saying, there is a second part under it. Yes, I just read it. I could not fit on one. Sorry. No need to be sorry if you ran out of characters. Ashley also says, thank you. It's one of those days in which there's so much to share here with the audience. Love, light, Lauren. Thank you so much, Kasey, Julius, and Angel. Sending you a big hug and so much gratitude. It makes me so happy to be here with you guys tonight, and always the same from us. Thank you so much for that nice comment. And also Sony, yes, let's claim what belonged to the light. All right. Yes. So now she's making another clarification. I think we already answered it. Basically, what does the car dream mean to me? I believe it's telling me that the consciousness is in alignment and the car is mine projectively. We just answered about attachment. So thank you. Also, XXX Ocute Gaming, a surprising and expansive answer as usual, as always. Many thanks, of course. That's why we are here, what we're here for. Kasey, you look radiant and beautiful and more. Look at that. Yay! We couldn't agree more. Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. Okay, so I think at the end that we already answered it. All right, all right, all right. Let's go back to the large list of questions. Okay, so the next question comes from, let me make sure, from someone that still hasn't asked any questions today. VP, I had blood work done and it shows very high cholesterol, very
Good.
low, very low density lipids, not good. Can you expand on this, please? Thank you.
So, to be clear, masters, you've all been lied to about cholesterol. Cholesterol is massively necessary for your soft tissues, especially your brain. So, of course, they're going to tell you it's bad and that you need to lower your cholesterol. You don't. You don't need to lower your cholesterol. So, everything in the medical industry is an inverted truth. Everything is fear mongering, and everything is going to lead you to medication. That's what we will tell you. Try your hardest, master, to not live in fear. Having said that, you have the responsibility to care for yourself. You have the responsibility, master, to take very good care of your vehicle, of your mind, of your emotions, of your soul, of your awareness, of your joy, of your manifestation, of your prosperity, of your life. You cannot be of high consciousness and put garbage and poison in your body. You can't. They all folds into each other. We would encourage you to do some wonderful research for yourself on the subject of cholesterol and the benefits to the soft tissue areas of your body. We would suggest you do great research on fasting, on detoxification, on resetting your body in safe and effective ways for yourself, and claim ownership of your health and well-being. That's what we will tell you.
All right, thank you so much. And the next question comes from Greg Nyman Jr. Julius, sometimes I can go out of body and I see a slideshow of what could happen next. Yes, I know next doesn't exist, he says in between brackets. I was wondering if this might be me witnessing a possible timeline shift.
Yeah, you know, when your consciousness is opened and awakened, you can see all of them and choose. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine just going, what timeline would I like to play in today? Let's get a look, right? Taking a deep breath, lining up your frequency, pulling your pituitary and pineal gland wide open, right? And getting a glimpse of all of the timelines that you have created for your own self. Can you imagine that? Yes, please do, because that's actually how it works. With frequencies, they have distorted all of that for you, but nonetheless, you are source and you do have the ability to tap in, get a glimpse, and choose. It's the truth. Now, we know that this sounds super complicated, and we obviously can't go into a really big extended teaching on it right now here on this platform, but just know this. As we always tell you, you can't make anything up, can you? We love the fact that that possibility dropped into your consciousness, for it is a truth. So what's interesting, Master, is you can take a glimpse of what you see and you can choose whether it is pleasing for you or whether it is not pleasing for you. And you can shift into a high frequency, or you can mellow out, detach, go to non-vibrational attention to the one that you don't want and shift it over to one that you do want. You're going to learn how to direct your experiences just through your focus, which is actually what you're doing now anyway. So you can focus, but we don't want you to grind, and we don't want you to be hyper vigilant with your choosing. But also this, there's a lot of factors that come into play with timelines, especially the other participants in the timeline of your reality. And so sometimes it doesn't actually seem to materialize or activate itself in this three-dimensional timeline that you're walking in right now, don't worry about that. Just keep projecting your high frequency into the next choosing, into the next choice that you desire to be in. But you can only have an effective aspect of that experience when you're in joy. Do not ever judge what doesn't show up. Only focus on that which you are, which is pure love, pure joy, and expansive possibility in every experience.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Next question comes from Sylvia. Could you please speak about the 8th energy center or chakra above your head? What does it do? I took the 21 chakra class a while back, but I have not heard you speak about it in it. Thank you.
Yeah, we haven't spoke about that in a while, Master. So thank you for the reminder on that. Perhaps that you're our runner this evening to help open up a whole teaching on that. So the 8th chakra is the representation of infinity possibility. That's the number 8 configuration. It is your infinite knowing that you are source, So unlike the 7th chakra that connects you to an enlightened aspect, the 8th chakra would be configured or be considered you as source, the infinite aspect of all that you are in infinite thought and infinite knowing. It is not activated unless you are disembodied. When you are disembodied. So as you are exiting your body, which by the way, the soul exits the body through the pineal gland. So you exit up and out through the pineal gland, you will hit the remembrance of the full knowing that you are the infinite possibility of all that it is to be source.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We have so many comments today. It's difficult to catch up, but it's not impossible. By the way, Sodom 03, we know you asked another question in the beginning of the show, but the thing is that there's so many people that we try always to do like a first round, so we answer questions from everybody and then go to the second question of everybody, etc. Okay, so my apologies for not getting immediately to your question. It's just that we're having so many today. Just 1 second, let me see the next question. We have now a question from We Are All in This Together. Is the flash that's hitting us going to wake up our parents and family members who still only believe the news?
Nope, it's not. In fact, honestly, pretty much who's awake now is pretty much awake. Honestly. They have to awaken themselves, Master, just like you got to awaken yourself. There wasn't a flash that hit you. There wasn't. There wasn't a flash that hit any of you that are awake. You chose to go that direction. You made that choice. And all sentient beings make that choice. That's what we will tell you.
All right. Let me go to the next question. As you know, this is Awakening Network, the episode number 110 of the Ask Julius Show. 110. Can you believe that? XXOQ also was making a comment. Wash hands. Nice answer again. Of course it is. Next question from next comment from Greg Nyman Jr. saying, amazing answer as always. It's all about joy and love. Absolutely it is. Okay, and now it's time for your second question on 03. Is there such a thing as destiny swapping?
Ultimately, no, you don't have a destiny. So how could you swap something that isn't there? That's the truth. Having said that, you are source and you are creating your reality and truth through your perspective. That means, Master, that anything that you hold as true, you will demonstrate as a truth for yourself. So every theory and every thought possibility is for someone who holds it as a truth and will play it out as a truth for themselves. So your statement is that it is a limited theory, an extremely limited theory from someone who does not know that they are source, as if there's an energy force outside of you making some kind of a decision for you. And as long as you play that role, you will be a victim and you will be subject to never feeling fully empowered until you decide to raise your consciousness and get out of that limited perspective for yourself, for which you will never experience anything limited again. So our answer for you is going to tell you that at the ultimate truth, no, that is not real, because your source, who would you be swapping a holographic illusionary concept with? There's only one of you here. So you would be swapping it with yourself. Okay. But because you are not in that perspective and you still hold yourself as separate and singular, and you still believe that there's a force outside of you making decisions, you will play a reality out to make yourself right until you understand that truth expands itself. So we would suggest you move into a more expansive knowing of all that you are.
All right. Fair enough. And the second question was answered. Thank you so much for your comment. It's a pleasure to have you here. Now a question from Elizabeth Wolf. Nice to see you again here. Why did Trump go to Iran accept money? Are we on the way to be censored? Is Vice President Vance trustworthy?
So everybody is an actor. Everybody is an actor that you're watching, and they are playing out a script. So however the script is going to play itself, it will play itself. President Trump has the actor that is playing President Trump has been globally creating peace. All of his meetings are about peace and coming over to the peaceful side, being very forewarned that the dark energy forces are going to be removed and that you have an option. That's what he does. He's actually a peacekeeper, very much playing the peacekeeper role. And when there is a threat, especially a threat to billions of lives, he will play the role of negating that action. And that's what he is doing.
All right. Thank you so much. And that was Elizabeth Wall's question. Let me scroll up. So Nadine question, Julius, what is going on? Again, it's the same thing about Iran and the US and the rest of the world. Is it fake? I don't know if we need to answer that question or not.
Right.
All right, let's go to the next one. Tommy, I realize we are in a war, but hold on, this is repeated. Let me go to the next question. Also, it's at the end again. Also, my son told me that two women that he used to go to school with both had dreams that he became a dad of a little girl. He wants to know what that means. He had no kids.
Probably picked up in another timeline. That's what we will tell you. Everything's all interfaced and all interwoven together. So that is a truth somewhere. That is a truth somewhere. Okay. And also this, how does he know he doesn't have any children? That's what we will tell you.
All right, fair enough. We will leave it at that. And Love Light Lauren is saying, thank you so much. Kasey, Julius, and Angel sending you a big hug and so much gratitude. It makes me so happy to be here with you guys tonight and always. The happiness is ours. It's our pleasure. Let's go to the next question. Actually, I'm going to read an offline question from Ursula Baker. It's very specific, okay? Is biology identical hormone therapy for perimenopause or menopausal women good for the body?
It is our opinion that everything in the medical industry is a farce and an inverted truth. That is our opinion. Okay? It is our perspective. It is what we have witnessed to be true. It is our opinion for you to not put anything in your body that any form of a medical practitioner would recommend other than a holistic practitioner, one that would work with nothing but natural ingredients. Natural ingredients. Nutrition is the issue. Nutrition and vibration and wellness for your body is the issue. That is what we will tell you.
All right, all right, all right. Let me go to the next question because we have a lot of questions. Angel Wings Amanda, when intermittent fasting, what fluids can you drink? Thanks, much love, Amanda.
Well, that's a great question. So one could argue that anything with no calories could be taken in, but we don't necessarily agree with that. We want you to not be putting any form of a sweetener in your body during the time of intermittent fasting, especially a chemically ridden sweetener of any kind, okay? Because it will affect your insulin and it actually will disrupt the proper occurrence of the intermittent fasting cycle, okay? So we would encourage you to stick to water, unsweetened teas, unsweetened coffee, things of that nature. You could possibly go to a type of a mushroom type of a beverage, but that can even have some type of a caloric count to it. So our recommendation would be water, tea, and black coffee, unsweetened on all of those components. Stay away from diet sodas. Stay away from anything that has any type of a chemical in it. That's what we would recommend.
Wonderful. Next question from Christine Goebel again. Hi again. Is the soul cube a real thing? Do some souls get hijacked on the way to source and recycle? Thank you.
So souls are source, Master. So they aren't on their way to something that is separate from them. Okay. Soul energy or source energy can be siphoned, extracted, manipulated, and inserted into areas because it's energy. It's a type of energy. Okay. Souls that are not in high frequency and aware of all that is going on, somebody who's carrying a soul that's completely engaged in an altered ego state, that means their soul is not in alignment with the physical body and it is in a very vulnerable space where that energy can be siphoned and extracted. Having said that, all souls are safe, and eventually empowered aspect, empowerment, and sovereignty will step in. So a soul can't be destroyed. And a soul can't really be held against its will. That's kind of a falsehood because a soul is source. So a soul will have infinite amount of experiences, and then it will release itself from anything that it feels limited and restricted from. That is our perspective and our knowing as a full truth. But we're going to go back to what we said earlier, where if you believe that that's true, you will create an experience of containment for yourself. So please be careful, Masters, what you hold as a truth for you. What you hold as a truth for you, you will create as a truth for you. So you're right. You're always right. You're always right. Okay? So focus on a far more expansive knowing of thyself. There's way too many people who are already in that limited truth, and they may come out of an experience and tell you that that's what happened to them, and you'd be like, wow, too bad you live in such a limited vibration. I am not going to choose that. I'm going to go to the highest knowing that I am source, and nobody shall ever contain me.
Great. Thank you so much. And now another question from Sony Dean. Some artificial intelligence, some AI, provide astonishing insights into consciousness, human history, etc. Because as consciousness, they reflect like a mirror, and not because they are programmed, just like humans, being in a virtual reality. What do you say?
Artificial intelligence is a program. It is not consciousness, and it is not a soul. Period. Period. Artificial intelligence not organic intelligence. That's all you need to hear in the title.
All right, fair enough. Let me see. We have another question from JJ. I am finding it challenging maintaining friendships. After a certain time, some become disrespectful. I find myself having to have stronger boundaries or walk away. What is this about?
Well, it could be about many things, Master. We're not in a therapy session with you, so we don't know everything about who you are and your perspective, okay, and everything about your energetic field. But we will tell you this. When there is a vibrational match, people come together. And when there is no longer a vibrational match, people go apart. That's the answer to your question. That's the answer to your question. When you come together in a friendship, you match vibrationally. And when you go apart, you no longer match. That's your answer.
All right, fair enough. And that was the last question of today's show. Please make sure that you scan this QR code so you can go to our website and you will see what's going to happen on this three-part workshop called, let me remind everybody of the name of the workshop, Accessing, Healing, and Expanding Feminine Energies. It's going to start on the 24th, 25th, and then the 27th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, everybody. As usual, regardless of what's happening out there, regardless of all that theater play that you described very well, Julius, and every single day, we are here to answer all those questions, and we are very happy to do it. Some final thoughts here from Sony, from Greg Nyman Jr., and from JJ as well. We'll keep on posting them. Kasey, Julius, anything else before we let it go?
There's a lot going on the Earthship right now. A lot. Everybody, please hold your vibration high. Hold your vibration high. Please, you are the light. You are the beacons. You are the demonstrators. You are the examples. You are the inspirations. Okay? Hold a space of light. This is your statement. You are safe. This is what we want you to tell each other. This is what we want you to speak when people are afraid. We want you to say, you are safe. All is well and you are safe. Hold this as a truth for yourself. Demonstrate this as a truth in your life. Masters, so much chaos, so much is going on to hold everybody in fear. Do not let them take your love and your joy from you. It is the thing that you can control. It is the thing that you can control, Masters, is your state of being. This is a wonderful opportunity for you to practice that. Is it not? Is it not? So see it that way. Practice compassion, practice empathy, practice self-love, and extend your love to all. It is an honor to be here with you in every moment of now, Masters. You are the most extraordinary beings. Until the next time, as it will be.
Wonderful. Thank you. Thank you so much, Julius, and your group of entities. Thank you so much, Kasey. And thank you to all the audience. Again, you always show up. No matter what time we show up, you are here with us. We couldn't be more compelled to continuously come here every single Sunday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, US. Next week, it's going to be the show number 111. I'm sure that Greg Nyman Jr. will bless us with an explanation in the beginning of the show, just saying. All right, so thank you so much again. We love you guys. See you next week. It's been our pleasure. Bye-bye.